Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Miami Tip, and you are watching Baller Alert.
Every day of my life, I ball.
I see you, baby, shaking that ass,
Calling out
shaking that ass.
all my beautiful ladies all across the world. The ones that felt they couldn't do it. I am here to tell you
I see you, baby,
that you can. Let's go, ladies. Come on. Come on. Let's
shaking
go.
that ass. I see you, baby,
Tip, tip,
shaking that ass,
tip, tip,
shaking that ass,
tip, tree.
shaking that ass. I see you, baby, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking that ass.
They be like, you killing Tip.
Step out and I slay these hoes. Pull up in the latest robe with a bunch of centerfold. Waist is looking teeny, shut down shit in a bikini. Bitches, they be talking down, but deep down they wanna be me. This for bitches catching flights. Jordans and
What's going on, guys? It's Anthony Black with Baller Alert, and we are here in Miami with a legend. And not just a legend on the pole, but we're talking a beast in the studio and now a reality TV show star. Guys, we're here with Miami Tip. How you doing today?
Yes, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look cute or whatever. We kind of match a little bit, like, you know, like we planned this. Like I texted you last night.
Seriously, no, we really do.
Speaking of last night, so I follow her on Instagram. So you were on IG Live because you were so committed to this. You said, you know, I'm not gonna go out, I'm not gonna turn up. And I saw you cleaning and drinking. You were drinking and cleaning. I was one of them people. We were in there. Yeah, we was watching. So tell me about this. Do you do that often? Like when you go on Instagram Live, you got the fans.
I do. I always have my drink because it just helps me, you know, calm down a little bit and tell my little stories. I always have a story. Like, that's when I go live, when I have something going on to talk about. But I really was in my feelings last night. I'm mad you saw that.
Like, what you mean in your feelings? About what? What's
I
happening?
forgot what I was talking about because I think I was intoxicated. I forgot what I was talking about. But I know I said that I was staying home and I was cleaning because I didn't want to go to work and turn up. But I ended up turning up anyways.
It happens to the best of us. So if there's one thing you could let people know about you, because, you know, people see what they see, they've heard what they've heard, what would you want people to know?
Is that I'm really down to earth, that I'm funny, I'm cool. Everyone says that I look mean or I'm mean, but I'm really not.
I don't think you're mean. I think you're nice. I don't get the mean vibe from you.
All the time.
Really?
Yes, and I hate it. Because I'm the total opposite. Seriously. Sometimes.
Now, some people, they refer to you as a strip club legend.
Yes.
So what do you think it takes to make an exotic dancer and entertainer legendary?
Well, first off, I think because I was grinding before Instagram, I think Instagram kind of makes it easy for girls to put their name out there or to become like the it stripper or whatever. Like I did this before Instagram. So I was flying from state to state, club to club, making money, you know, showing people my talent, my pole skills and everything. Flying in and out, coming home, doing videos for free. Like I was really out here grinding for my name. And I just think now Instagram makes it so much easier, but that's not what it was. Like, I was really grinding. For Tip Drill, I was grinding.
Okay, now Tip Drill. People want to know, where did your name come from? How did you establish this? Let's go there.
My name when I first started was Fantasy Red. And then I went to Take One, which is here in Miami also, and I was dancing. The girls was like, you dance real fast like the girls from the Tip Drill video. Because Miami, like, they would just had a whole lot of ass and everybody's just clapping, being sexy. And I was like...
You were putting in work.
Right, exactly. So they was like, you dance fast like the girls from Tip Drill video. You should call yourself Tip Drill. And like, I was thinking about the lyrics to the song, like, it must be ass because it ain't your face. But I was like, you know what, let me try it. And it just hit. Like, it just stuck with me ever since then. That was years ago.
So now years ago, so when did you start? When did you start dancing?
Oh, man. I started at 16. I started with a fake ID, but then after 2 weeks of not bringing in an ID, they fired me or whatever. Then I started I came back when I was 18, and I am such and such age right now, so I can't tell y'all. But it was years ago that I started. I was really young.
Now, how did you get into it? Like, what makes someone decide to take that route? Like,
Oh, man. My son's father went to jail. I didn't have my mom there. She had issues going on, so I didn't have anyone, you know, taking care of me. So I was already being raised around girls that were already dancing, you know, from the neighborhood and people that we grew up with. They were already dancing, so I did what everybody else was doing. I started dancing, and I loved it from the first day.
now you said you got into that because of, your family life. So what did that look like? Like, where were you? You're from Miami, right?
No, I'm actually from New York, but I was raised here.
Okay.
This is home.
Okay. Now, what did your family say when you started this career,
Well, I was always running away, and I was grown from 13, so nobody really had any say-so. I did have to break it to my mom, later when we got, back together or whatever, and that was kind of hard, but my mom was just like, go for it.
Really? So it's full stamp of approval.
Yeah, she was kind of mad, but she was like, if you're going to do it, just make sure you have a business state of mind. And in the beginning, I didn't, but, things happen.
Well, how does she feel now? I mean, now that you've blown up and, everybody knows who you are, does she still have that or?
Yeah, she's still, she really loves what I do and what I've done. Because when she goes out, people are like, oh, my God, you're Tip Joe's mom. Everybody knows her. Everybody's treating her nice. So she's really for it now.
And she's here in Miami, too, as well, right?
Yes. That's my backbone.
All right, so now you've danced alongside some of the biggest names in the industry. So tell me, having said that, when did you realize that you had made it? Like, when did you realize, I'm on that path?
I realized that when they started booking me to host clubs. And my first club was Dream on a Wednesday. And I was like, what do y'all want me to do? They was like, just come, turn up. And then, a whole bunch of clubs came after that. So that's when I was like, okay, this is really something. And people wanted to take pictures with me. And I'm like, why? But it worked out.
That's when you knew.
Right.
That's what you knew.
Do it then.
So, right now we've got the stripper come up. It's happening right now. We've got Amber Rose. We've got Black China. We got Cardi B's at the top right now, top of the rap game. Right. So everyone seems to have picked their lane that they wanted to go. Now, I know you rap, but is that the lane that you want to take? Is that where you see yourself going, the end game?
Music is a hustle for me. It's just business. I do not see myself wanting to be the, Nicki Minaj or whatever, but I want to take whatever's given to me, whatever platform, talk show host, maybe acting. That's more of my lane, but I'm using the music as a platform to get where, be on somebody's TV show.
Yeah, so we got the legend. We know that you've been stripping and dancing and taking over Miami. But now we need to kind of go back because there was something that happened. So you had an accident. That was a real game changer for you. What happened? Because I hear the stories. I've read the articles. What happened that night?
First of all, everybody says that I was drunk. I was not drunk that night. Weirdly, because I'm always drunk. But my best friend Strawberry, she had got fired from King of Diamonds and wasn't there for years. So they finally let her back. So I don't work on Fridays. This was a Friday night. I don't work Fridays. I was telling her, I was like, I don't want to go. She was like, it's my first night back. Come with me. I was like, nah, I don't want to go. So, it being Friday was already strike one. Then I overslept. So I didn't get to work till 2 o'clock in the morning, which I normally get there by 10. So that was strike two that I overslept. But she's calling me you got to come. You said you was going to come. I'm nervous. I don't want to go by myself. All right, I get up out of my bed, get to King of Diamonds. I get here. There's a bunch of people throwing money or whatever. So they was like, Tip is boring. We want to throw you on stage. They put me on stage 3. I never go on stage 3, but that's where the people were. So I rushed. I grabbed 2 shots. I only drunk 1. I rushed upstairs, tried to throw on some makeup or whatever, and they were rushing me. So they was like, let's go. I ran downstairs, went on stage. But everything about that day and that night was don't go. Everything. I felt it. So I get on stage. I climbed to the top. I used to go on the beam. I wasn't on the pole. I was on the beam, which is a ledge that's higher than the pole.
Now, how high is that? So people have an idea.
35 feet.
What?
35 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was swinging on the beam and trying to get back to the pole, and I must have miscalculated where I was at, and I fell straight from the top to the bottom. But they said a customer was sitting there, and he tried to catch me, but me bouncing off his shoulder kind of broke my fall, but I still landed on the left side of my body. So the left side of my face is all reconstructed. The whole left side I have metal here. There's no scars on my face. One eye is uneven. You can't really tell because the doctors did a really good job. But I lost a kidney. I fractured my lumbar. My left knee, I forgot what I fractured in there, but I have a lot of pain in my knee all the time, and it comes from the fall.
So, were you conscious when you fell? And if you were, so you weren't.
No, I was unconscious for, I believe, a week.
So you were just out for a whole week. So when you woke up, did you remember what happened, or were you just confused? Like,
No, my mom said the first thing I said was, "Where's my phone? I need to get on Twitter." I didn't know. Like we have papers at home that because my jaw was wired. Also, I broke my jaw. So I guess while I was asleep or whatever they did my jaw thing, we were writing, and I have the paper where I'm like, "What happened?" And they're like, "You fell." So I didn't know.
so what's going through your mind when you're laying there? Like, what are you thinking about? I know you've.
I'm such like a positive person. I didn't even get to like really grieve about the whole situation until like months or maybe like weeks after. During the situation, I was happy. I had everyone around me who loved me. All the celebrities were showing me love. Like I didn't know I had that much love or that much power. Like I didn't think that many people cared about me. So I was really happy during that time. But after, I remember going through the medical paperwork and looking at everything and just realizing like, damn, some people die from falling from 10 feet and I fell 35 feet. So it's like, wow. So I sat in my closet and I cried reading everything or whatever. But that was really it. I didn't really like grieve about it. To me, it's like a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It was meant for me to be bigger, be better. Like it opened my eyes as far as like financially, I wasn't right. I was making $10,000 a night, spending $9,000 the next day. Things like that. So like now I still make the same money, but I use it differently because now I have goals and I have things that I want to do. My credit was horrible. I fixed my credit. I told myself after that I'm not going to buy nothing until my credit is fixed. It was a lot of things. It was a blessing in disguise for me.
So it was an eye-opener for you.
Yes.
But so now my question is, how in the hell do you get back on the pole after that 35-foot drop and you went back?
I took 2 years off, not because I was scared or anything, but just because I just took 2 years off. I did, like, the 1 year I did nothing, and then 1 year I did waitressing. When I went back, the money. That's because there was like, it's Memorial Day weekend tip. Floyd Mayweather is hosting. He was like one of the big spenders for me that helped me get my name, established or whatever. So I'm like, what? Memorial Day weekend, King of Diamonds Monday, Floyd Mayweather, that's a lot of money. And I went on stage and I think we made like $11,000 a piece. And that was my first night back dancing. That's why I did it. Like, I was like, oh, after that it was over.
Now, the minutes when you were walking up to the pole about to get on, did you have flashbacks? Was it like, I can't do this? Or were you just ready?
Nope, I was ready. I was really excited because I knew a lot of people was like wanting to see what I was going to do. And I never like tried to have practice or pole practice or whatever before that. That first night when I went back, I just did. It's like it all came back.
So it was the first time you're getting on a pole since the accident was that night, Memorial Day weekend, $11,000.
Yep.
Okay, that's some boss shit right there. Let me tell you, I don't know if I could ever get.
I was just on stage. It was a good night. It was a good night.
Well, so I kind of reached out to some people because I said if you could sit down with a legendary strip queen and you had some questions, what would you ask? So I got a couple questions for you. All right, so question number one. As a dancer, what do you think is taking it too far or crossing the line with a client?
Taking it too far is getting on the floor and busting it open. Like, there's some girls, I don't know where they come from, but they get on the floor. You're not supposed to get on the floor, and they just open their legs, spread eagle, and it's just, that's that and letting a man finger you and touch all over your private parts like this.
So it's like a look but don't touch.
$10 a song is not, like, it's not worth it. Seriously, like, don't be touching all.
That makes sense. Next question. What is the most money you've made in one night?
Oh. The most money I made in one night, it's probably like $12,000.
That's just one night. And how?
13,000, yeah. Like 13. I never really like calculated that, but like 13.
And that's dancing for how long? Like a couple hours? Like
that's stage set. Like, that was my birthday party, my 19th birthday party. That's stage set. Usually I make all my money on stage, and stage is 10 minutes.
Hold on, $12,000 in 10 minutes.
It was my birthday, so I probably did like 8 songs, but it's still like 30 minutes.
Wow. Last question, because I'm over here like, man, I'm in the wrong profession. I need to take some notes to get my 10 minutes and 10,000. Woo! All right, so I had someone ask, do you feel like stripping empowers women? And if you do, how do you respond to the people that say it degrades women?
It empowers women. You have your caliber of dancers. Like, you got the little bottom feeder ones that do any and everything, and then you have the ones that carry themselves and take it as an art. I think it should empower women because, you're owning up your sexuality, you're learning how to dance. It's a fantasy, it's all a dream, that you're selling. So, it does empower women. It does.
And how do you respond to the people that, I'm sure you get the haters and people are like, this is so degrading, or they come for you about what you do for a living. How do you respond, if you respond at all?
How do you respond to people that are hating? You don't see all the money we're making? You don't see how we dress, how we look? You need to get on this team.
You playing for the wrong team, right, so that's
you need to get on a winning team.
Okay, so like I said earlier, I follow your Instagram. So one thing I noticed is that your son just celebrated his 13th birthday.
Yes. That was a big moment for me. A big moment.
How so?
He's 13. Yeah. Now it's all the girls. I've been having girl problems with him since 1, but when they're 13, they think they're men.
So
what to do?
But how? Okay, so doing what you do and having, who you are, how is that raising a teenage boy at that? Do his friends have crushes on you? Is it weird?
You know what? I kept my son sheltered for a long time. I sat down and told him what I do. Because this was before he was going to middle school. I was like, now things are going to get real and somebody, kids start teasing and they might be like, your mom's a stripper or whatever. So I sat down and explained to him what I do. With him, I keep him totally separate. I don't let him, his Instagram, I'm always on it looking. I accept the people. I keep it controlled. With him, he's just I forgot the question.
What's it like raising a teenager with your profession? Do his friends, do they come over? They're like, oh, I gotta see your mom.
His friends really love me. They're always like, oh my God, Miami Tip, your mom, that's your mom. And, he's taking all the cool pictures, doing all the cool stuff. But I keep it monitored. I know what I'm doing. I'm always going through his Instagram. I see what he's posting, going through his DM, just so that it doesn't get back to me. And then, of course, I have to keep my post clean. I'm still myself, but there's a lot of things that I want to post, but I can't post because of him. I keep it.
So he follows you?
He follows me.
Now, what would you say? I'm like, woo. Now, what would you say hypothetically if he said one day, he's getting older, so if he said, Mom, I want you to stop dancing. I'm getting teased in school or what have you. I just want you to stop. Would you stop if he asked you to?
Hopefully by that point I will have already stopped. But if I didn't, I'm like, well, you want them Jordans, right? You want this car for your 16th birthday? So let me do what I'm doing, and we're going to keep it together.
So now, since he's 5 years away from being, grown officially, are you going to buy him his first lap dance?
I probably will, but it won't be at 18. I don't know. Because I wouldn't even want to start getting him into this whole lifestyle. I wouldn't even want to introduce him to this. So I don't know about that. If he was to do it with his friends, it's like, all right, cool, whatever. But me personally, getting it and introducing him to this lifestyle, no.
Now, speaking of young men, once again, on your Instagram, Cougar Town, you have this cougar goals. I think your quote was, somewhere in the world right now, my future husband is being born. Right. Please unpackage that a little bit, because I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm doing this Cougar Fever detox tea. Okay, so that's where it comes from. And I take the tea every morning, but my goal is to stay fit and to look good in 20 years, and I'll be a semi-cougar then, or a cougar. I can't give away my age, but in 20 years, I'll be old enough, maybe, So the detox tea kind of helps me keep my body fit, and I work out and stuff like that. And the whole goal is to be a sexy-ass cougar.
Now, speaking of love, let's talk about it a little bit, because I saw in an interview that you said you don't do romance. So what does that mean?
I'm not don't buy me flowers because I feel weird if you give it to me.
So okay, he can't buy you flowers. So what do you?
What's like romantic to me?
Yeah. So yeah. What do you expect? Like.
I mean, I like a lot of affection and attention, but I don't like all that googly, mushy stuff. I don't like kissing. I gotta really like you to be kissing or whatever. But I'm not into all that. No.
No.
We can stay at home, watch TV. I like to watch Martin.
Okay.
And laugh all night, and that's cool with me. But all that other stuff, going to the strip club, I love.
So you still go to the strip club even though you been in the industry. You still can go and like enjoy it.
Right. All the time.
So that would be like a dream date, like a date you guys watch Martin, then go to the strip club.
The perfect date. The perfect date.
You hear that out there? Tip, Martin, then the strip club.
Exactly.
Now, are you dating now currently?
No. No.
Just dating the hustle right now.
Right, exactly. I don't need no distractions. I'm a little off and crazy, and like if I get attached to you, I don't have time for all that. And these men, it's just I'm getting right for my my man in 20 years.
Now you said for your man, but now could there be some flexibility there? Is there man, woman? Did you have a preference?
I don't have a preference. I love women. I prefer a woman. So I don't have a preference. So whatever comes along first, whoever catches my eye.
You see, she's wide. She's open. Martin strip club. You could be a girl or a boy. She's got you. Okay, so now around the time of your accident, I read that's when you started getting into the rap game. Mm-hmm. So how did that come about? Has that been something that's been a love of yours, or did it just like?
Well, I grew up in music. My dad was a producer. He used to produce, like work with Rakim, Eric Sermon, and stuff like that. This is in New York. So I grew up around the music scene. I did not, my goal wasn't. I didn't grow up saying I want to be the next best rapper or was writing or nothing like that. What happened was it was a joke. It was me and Strawberry at Bryant McKinney's house, and they were like, y'all need to get on it. He had a studio in his house, and we go to his house, we get messed up or whatever, so we're drunk clowning. They're like, y'all need to get in the booth. So we did make a song. We did like a remix to Rack City, and it ended up turning out really good. And everybody fell in love with my voice. But then I ended up falling. And then everybody was like, you need to still rap. You need to do it or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Since I'm not doing anything, I might as well take this, like actually take it serious and take it to the next level.
Who's your inspiration musically? Who inspires you?
I love Jay-Z and Rick Ross.
Okay. Now, can you spit a little fire for us real quick? A little acapella, a little something, a little freestyle? Yeah, or whatever. Throw some bars. I mean, listen, come on. Let's go there.
You know what? Get out.
Hey.
I'm an artist. I like to be in control of what's going on. I don't freestyle. I like to write. I gotta be drunk. I gotta be smoking. I gotta be.
Now, I love your song. I See You, Baby is my favorite. That's my cardio song. I was in the gym. I was on the Stairmaster today. Hey, it was good.
That's one of the first songs that I actually wrote. I sat down, took the time to write. Because in the beginning, I wasn't writing. I had all type of writers, the biggest writers that work with like Puff Daddy, French Montana, Nicki Minaj. Like I had access to these people, but after being around them for so long, I sat and I learned what they were doing and I taught myself. So that's like one of the records that I was definitely involved in, and I loved that record.
That's my favorite. Now, do you draw inspiration from the strip club into your rap music?
I don't. You know what? And with the whole Cardi B situation, and everybody's always like, oh, that should have been you, but it wasn't supposed to be me. We got a different story. I was staying away from the strip club thing. Like I don't dance anywhere else besides Miami, out like right here at G5, because I didn't want to be everywhere and everybody's like, oh, I just seen her yesterday popping pussy, now she's doing this, So my whole outlook on it was to stay away from the strip club. So you don't really hear me talking about the strip club or twerking or bouncing my ass or whatever. I might mention it, but I'm not big on it. Like her record, she really took us to the strip club.
Now, speaking of hip hop, you are going to be on Love and Hip Hop Miami, and that comes out in January. Let's talk. How did that even come about?
And you know how you said I'm like the first Miami interview here? Yeah. It was the same thing for them. I was the first one they interviewed. This was like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
We've been doing this process for 3 years. We weren't allowed to say anything. They just called me. Felicia Monet called me. And she was like, do you want to do it? At first I was like, well, let me see. then I was like, you know what? I need to do it because I need to get to that next level. So I started meeting with them. We shot the pilot. Then we started actually filming, and that was kind of like a cool experience. And now we're about to air.
So what are you most excited about coming out of that, being in the part of that franchise?
I really just want to see how the fans react to me. That's really what I want to see, like how interested they are in me. Like, 'cause I'm funny. I'm always saying that, right? I'm funny on there. I'm not into all the drama. I'm not, I've never been like that. I mean, I am a little bit, but on the show, I am not.
So no drama from you in the show? Nothing? No drinks thrown in the face? Nothing?
First of all, I'm not. I think that's pussy. Like, I'm not throwing no drink. If we gonna fight, we gonna fight. Like, if I get mad, we gonna fight. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not throwing no drink. Like,
I mean, you don't want to waste no alcohol first and foremost, right?
Right, exactly. That's number one. And number two, we know security's coming. Like, what the hell? I'm not doing all that.
So what can the world expect from you next? What is the next thing for Tip? What are they looking out for?
Well, I just dropped my book, and I'm really focusing on trying to push my book, The Bottom Line. It's available on Amazon, Kindle books. I'm really trying to push my book and get this music out there. I got this new single, Straight Shot, featuring XXX Tentacion, and I'm just working.
So this book, what is it about?
The book is really, you guys have to read it. Like, seriously. I've read it 3 or 4 times. I'm a reader. And not just because it's my book that every time I read it, I love it. It's about the strip club. And it's a whole different, it's like, it's an anthology. So it's different scenarios. But every story has a piece of me in it through my eyes or whatever. But it's really, really good.
You hear that? She got a book, so make sure you check out the book. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tip. We appreciate you at Baller Alert.
Thank you for having me, Baller Alert.
Every day of my life, I ball.